someone who hasn't heard of School of Communication and Media Studies, tell me something that you think I need to know.
Well, it's the place you're supposed to be. Like, it's the best among the rest.
So, what is one interesting thing about your department?
Okay, one thing about our department that I find extremely interesting is the fact that they allow us to actually relate with the lecturers better than I had in my undergraduate study.
Tell us more about today's activities.
When we get there, we have lots of activities. So we're gonna have, I think, Ludo, Oware, volley, lime and spoon, and yes, there's lots of food. Yes, that's a plus. That's very, very important. I mean,
this weekend on Joy Campus, we travel to University of Education Winneba to have the week celebration with the School of Communication and Media Studies. It will be fun and exhilarating.
Hello there. On today's edition of Joy Campus, we are inside Central Region, to be precise, University of Education Winneba, and still to be precise, with the School of Communication and Media Studies, to have their week celebration with them. And today, as you all know, Joy Campus is all about having interactions with students outside the four corners of the lecture hall. So stick and stay with me as we talk to the students and find more about their students' life right inside Winneba. Join me as we go. As I said earlier, this is the hangout session of the Comsa Week celebration, and we are still in Winneba. So we have a couple of students here who are preparing for the week celebration here. So come and join me as we have a conversation with them. Who do we have here?
Okay, my name is Aaron.
Aaron, student of the School of Communication and Media Studies.
Yes.
Which level are you in?
Master's level.
Okay, master's level. That's interesting. So what are you doing right now?
Okay, actually we are frying plantain. So we just sliced the plantain, and then we also grinded pepper and then ginger. So we just finished and we are done with the mixing. So we are here to fry it.
Okay, all right. So this is like off the lecture hall.
Yes.
What is one interesting thing about your department, your school?
Actually, my school is it's a school that gives students the platform to have the cordial relationship with their lecturers, and occasions like these bring the students and then the lecturers together. We have the time to bond, we have the time to have conversations with our lecturers, and also have fun basically. So
Yeah.
that's what we do.
All right. Now, not to be, I'm not trying to be partial or anything, but who is your favorite lecturer in your department?
My favorite, okay, personally my favorite will be Professor Andy.
Professor Andy. Okay, all right. I'm hoping you have a conversation with him later on. And one last thing, on Friday, on Thursday, there was a discussion in your department with networking outside the lecture halls. And what was your take on that conversation?
Okay, so my major takeaway will be having a skill. Actually, the speaker spoke about having a skill that goes beyond the master's level. So basically, it's good to have the theoretical knowledge, but you also have to have some practical skill that goes with the theory. That makes you a well-rounded academician or something. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Aaron. So we're still here. As I said, we're still having an interaction with the students with regards to the School of Communication and Media Studies. They are celebrating their week. So we still have we still have a couple of students around. Let's talk to them. I see one gentleman here. So what are you also cooking today?
I am cooking at the Ademe. It's a local food for the Evers. So I'm doing this for. I did it last year and I'm doing it once again.
Okay, so you're the one doing everything. Okay, which level are you in the department?
I'm in my second year MPhil.
Okay, all right. One interesting thing, someone watching you, first time of hearing of this department, what is one thing that you want to tell them about your school?
Well, I have not regretted coming to this school, especially as in the communication department. It is where you are pushed to bring out your best, but in it you are having fun. So our lecturers have a nice way. They will just bring out the best in you, and when you look back, you love it. So I just love the moment.
All right, so I can't wait to taste this at the beach. All right, so let's go. We have other students here. We're still doing outside the lecture halls, outside the four corners of the lecture hall, and I'm still having time with the students of the School of Communication and Media Studies inside Winneba. I have a sweetheart here. Hello, how are you?
Oh, fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Can you tell us your name?
I'm Ohima Dufie.
Hima Dufie. Oh, Hima, what are you preparing?
I'm making fried rice for 50 people.
Oh, that's interesting. 50 people. Okay, so Ohima, what level are you in the department?
Oh, okay. I'm actually reading Master of Philosophy in Strategic Communication. Yes, please.
All right. So, what is one interesting thing about your department?
Okay, one thing about our department that I find extremely interesting is the fact that they allow us to actually relate with the lecturers better than I had in my undergraduate studies, where there's this bridge where you have to cross before you actually can interact with your lecturers. There's that rapport, so it makes it quite better than wherever I've ever been. And then there's the willingness to belong. Yeah, like you belong and you don't even feel bad about it. Yeah, because it's a very nice environment to learn in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So, someone watching us right now might think that being in graduate school is expensive, it's stressful. How do you deal with stress?
Okay, so I think the department, the school actually creates that environment for you to de-stress. So, like this that we're doing right now, it's one of the things that we do just to de-stress. And we go out to have like little gatherings of parties, and then you get to relax. We go out with the course mates, we plan outings, we go out, go have fun. So that's one way we de-stress, because the stress is really tough. The stress is crazy here.
All right. So, we'd leave Ohima right now. We hope to see her at the beach later on. As you can see, she's still preparing food for 50 people. So let's excuse her and move on to other students right here, where they are preparing the food.
You're still watching Joy Campus, and this is the UEW edition. I'm still with the students who are running some errand geared towards the climax of their week celebration.
I'm having a ride with the students. You're just preparing for the activities later on today, the hangouts at the beach. I have a couple of students right here with me inside the car. I have, can you tell us your name?
My name is Felix McAgri, DEFCON.
I'll start with you. How has your experience been so far in the School of Communication and Media Studies?
Well, I would say it's a fun-packed activity, and ideally we are all here to study and learn, but I think in the wisdom of the school, they've developed such program that's a very nice program that we have time to study, time to have fun, and literally more or less everything. So that's why I said it's a fun-packed program here. And I think so far, this is the best experience I've had so far in my academic life. Yeah.
Sure. Can you tell us more about your course? What course are you studying?
Right. So I'm reading development communication.
Okay.
So the School of Communication of Media Studies, specifically Development Communication Department, is in charge of training we the students to bring out how to communicate development ideas. So we are trained purposely to communicate developmental issues, development activities, and anything revolving or regarding development. That is our area of specialty. So we are trained for that, to communicate, to engage stakeholders and government to some extent on how to bring projects and other developmental activities to the community and to the nation at large.
Well, that is a lot right there. I just hope you all heard what the course is about. Tell us one fun thing about your department so far. One fun thing that someone out there would want to come to the School of Communication and Media Studies. Tell them one fun thing outside the lecture halls. One fun thing that you personally you do.
Right. So one fun thing I'll talk about is there's a course called development communication. So
You're still taking us back to your course.
yeah. So the course is designed in such a way that you experience the practical aspect of what development comes. So we are sent outside to engage people, and through that you get to know there are certain things you need to build up your confidence, your way of speaking, and not to forget your local dialect too as well. So for me, it gives you the opportunity to interact with people. So the fun activity in development communication is there's an element of stress in there. So that's one fun activity there.
All right. So when we first came to Winneba today, we heard that your school is one of the most interesting department, faculties, schools in the university. Why is that? Why is that so?
Despite the fact that the school is great and we learn a lot, we also incorporate fun activities so that the students don't get bored. So for instance, for PR, advanced PR, we learn protocol and etiquette, which is key for every practitioner or every individual. I mean, sometimes you are taken out for lunch and you don't know how to use the fork and knife and you disgrace yourself. So all these fun activities, although it's learnt in class, it helps build our confidence and also helps us in the long run in life.
So I'll come to Christian. Christian, how are you doing?
Doing great.
You're doing great. What is? Tell us more about what course are you pursuing? Communication instruction. All right. So tell us more about communication instruction.
So when we talk about communication instruction, instruction in general has to do with teaching, instructing someone to do something or teaching someone to act. So common instruction is a course of teaching people to how to put communication into writing. So we have courses like discourse analysis, which deals with judging cases just like lawyers do. So you sit down, you have a discourse, and you have to talk to the discourse before you. We have something like rhetorical writing, which has to teach you how to compose, how to teach reading comprehension. Most of our schools are having problem with this kind of comprehension issues, where students are not able to understand what is reading and comprehension.
So Christian, what level are you in?
Level MA first year. Yeah.
MA first year.
Yes. Yeah.
And how is it going like personally? How is it going like?
There is stress, but then there are a lot we're learning from the school.
Sure.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
in that's like a very personal question. In this current economy, very hard economy, as a graduate student who is probably not doing any other outside job, how much do you spend in a week?
Looking at our assignment per our course, we always have an assignment in badges. So on assignment printing and other things, not less than for assignment alone, printing and other photocopying, not less than 50 Ghana. Then other in and out transportation issues will also take 50 Ghana. Then maybe your feeding, you're asking about all those things.
Yeah.
And so let's say in a week, if you are managing not less than 200 Ghana, if you are managing not less than.
Oh, that is really interesting. You are spending 200 cedis. On one of our episodes of Joy Campus, when a couple of my colleagues were at KNUST, some of the students there, undergrads, were spending like 500 cedis, 600 cedis in a week. So I think would you say that it's living in Winneba is cheaper as compared to other places?
What I've just mentioned is about maybe your transportation in and out campus, then maybe photocopying and other things. But for feeding, buying food at all time, maybe most of the students, they do cook. Some are in hostels that they cook on it. But if you are buying food all the time, it will be more than that 500 Ghana we're talking about.
So I'm still here with Caitlin, and she's going to give me more details as to how the activities for today is going to go. So, Caitlin, tell us more about today's activities.
Um, when we get there, we have lots of activities. So we're gonna have, I think Ludo, Oware, line, yes, volley, lime and spoon. Mr. Gray said something. Tag of war. Yes, I think so far those are the activities that we'll be having. And yes, there's lots of food.
Lots
That's
of
yes, that's a plus. That's very, very important. I mean, what's games without food? So like it's all part of the activity.
All right. So, Caitlin, what course are you doing in the department?
Strategic communication.
Stratcom,
Yes.
for short. Tell us a little bit more about Stratcom.
Okay, Stratcom is a combination of PR and advertising. In some, PR is like basically building mutually beneficial relationship between an organization and their public. So as the PRO, you are supposed to maintain that rapport between your organization and your publics you deal with, as well as the stakeholders. That's basically the role of a PR practitioner. And advertising, where you are generating content which is paid for by a sponsor.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
that's
So,
basically it.
outside the lecture halls, talking about how much, talking about the current economy right now, how much do you think you spend in a week as a student?
Well, not less than 300 cedis. Yes, considering the printing of assignments, transportations, food, not less than 300 cedis, I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, the university in general, talking about like what are some of the issues that students here face, like talking about issues in general.
Well, one main thing that we face, I think, is the technological, especially the Wi-Fi. You know,
Okay.
we
That
are
looks to be like it seems it's an issue in most of the tertiary
yes,
institutions.
yes. It's a general problem. It's a very, very big one because you'll be working in school and you need the Wi-Fi to process. And there's a course called digital media and technology, and we need the Wi-Fi to build websites and interact. But the Wi-Fi is not strong enough to help us do that and help us in the process. So I think the Wi-Fi is a very big challenge for us.
Okay. All right. So, as I said earlier, we're still here. Have the week celebration with the students of the School of Communication and Media Studies. So, I'll join Caitlin later on at the beach to see how the activities are rolling out. As she said, there's going to be tag of war and a lot more. It's been a while I had fun like that. So, join us later on to speak to a couple of students at the beach. That is where the fun is, outside the four corners of the lecture halls.
The fun activities at the climax of the week celebration of the School of Communication and Media Studies had already begun at the Warabeba Beach inside Winneba. So let's see some highlights of what went down.
Represent Sandwich prefect.
2 million, 2 million, 2 million.
Sandwich Hey.
Time up.
Seven. Protest. 7. Wait, 7 3.
Time up. Time up.
We're still with the students of the School of Communication and Media Studies right inside Winneba. And with me here, I have the president of the department, Abayata. How are you doing?
Most some great, excitement. You can see the atmosphere, the environment. Everyone is having fun and enjoying themselves.
But why did you guys choose to have a week celebration at the beach? I know most of the times week celebrations are like on campus, Jama, but why?
Comsa as a family, we a lot goes into it, and
Yeah.
then sometimes when the whole semester comes with a lot of stress and all of that, and then you see as part of our plans to de-stress, we need to strategically get places where we feel close to nature, and you see the sea and then the trees all over. It's nature, and as you can see, everyone is having fun because you don't really have to put any aesthetics around. It is
Yeah.
nature, and that's it.
Sure. So now you being a communication student, a prospective, we have journalism courses in your department. What do you think is the future of journalism in Ghana?
The future of journalism, as I have experienced over here, is great because I'll use you as an example. You are doing great, and our products out there they are just top notch. They are up to standard, and the most important thing is the standards and then the ethics that our products follow. And it's exciting that the future is right. And as you can see, we are the difference. We make the difference, and you can see the difference.
The difference is clear. So they make the difference, and what else? We make the difference.
We are the difference.
We are the difference. We make the difference, and the difference is clear.
Yes.
All right. So this is very personal. What do you do for fun outside the four corners of the lecture hall? Because school is very stressful. What do you do for fun?
Mostly what I do is sometimes I take a walk around the beach just to get close to nature, or sometimes I could just watch movies that are educating and entertaining to get myself off the normal stress and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That is the president of the department. Oh, sorry. It's not a department, but it's a school. So I have Elom here with me. What course are you reading?
Strategic communications.
Okay, also master students. How has the course been so far? Is it stressing you?
It's stressful, yes, but we are learning a lot. Honestly, I didn't even know that I could get so much from the program when I applied for it. I expected a lot too, but coming into the department, I think I've gained so much more from what I expected. And it's stressful, but it's fun as well.
Okay, so someone might be wondering, when you do strategic communication, what do you intend to do?
Strategic communications gives you quite a wide range of options. It's not limited because the courses we do, for instance, public relations, you can work as a PRO for any organization you prefer. We do advertising, which is also marketing communication in other schools. It gives you the chance to do a lot of things. So when you do a course like business and organizational communication, you learn how to, for instance, if you find the position where you are the personal assistant to someone, you know how to put together letters, how to carry out official assignments and all that. And so, there are other courses. It gives you a wide range of options you can choose from. Yeah.
All right. Now, the issue of depression has been, most students talk about depression and all that. Do you experience that as a student? And how do you deal with that? That's what you experience that.
Well, I wouldn't call it depression per se. There are times that we get tired, the assignments become tough and too many for us to handle at the same time. But personally, I love movies. And so whenever I feel pressured, whenever I feel like there's so much for me to do, I find an interesting movie to watch, or I go out with my friends. And so for my class, we have this culture when things become that difficult, after lectures, we go out ourselves, we go and have fun, just to release stress. Yeah.
Okay. Talking about having fun, how much do you spend in a week as a student in Winnipeg? We just want to find out.
It depends on where you go, but it doesn't cost much. You can just go to the beach, buy.
But roughly, your daily expenses, your TNT, and all that, how much are you spending in a week?
In a week? Wow. I think 300 should be sufficient, yeah.
I'm Julie and Christy. How is your departmental week going so far?
so excited. We are very, very excited.
I can see. What about you?
Yeah, it's full of fun. Like this is our first time, and I really enjoyed myself.
All right. So tell me something. Someone who hasn't heard of School of Communication and Media Studies, tell me something that you think I need to know.
Well, it's the place you're supposed to be. Like it's the best among the rest.
Hey, who are the rest?
The rest, like they are the rest. We are the best. The School of Communication.
Why are you scared? You're scared to mention the rest. Anyway, tell me. What about you? Tell me something interesting about your school.
Well, I think we are, just as she said, we are one of the best. Let me say that because among all the communication schools, I think we are the second, and we are very proud of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So being graduated, what course are you offering?
Strategic communication.
And what about you?
Com instruction.
Com instruction.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your course. Something brief.
Okay, so com instruction is basically about learning the nitty-gritties of teaching com skills at the tertiary level. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what do you want to be with that?
So you can be a lecturer. We also have the opportunity to audit other courses like PR. So you can do both. You can lecture, you can be a PR person. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Mine is Stratcom, and it has to do with advertising, PR, business communication, and and the rest.
So what if someone does your course, what are they supposed to do afterwards?
Yeah, I think you can be a PR, just as she said, because we have.
You think you can be a PR?
Yeah. Yes.
You think you can be, or you know you can be a
No,
PR?
you can be a PR. Yes,
Okay.
you can. And aside that, you can also be an administrator of education or even any institution, because we are learning all that.
Okay. So being in the campus for quite a while, what are some of the challenges that you face on campus in general?
Well, we are weekend students, and so we don't really have much challenges. So you need to.
Your
really
internet
embrace
connection and everything is perfect.
it. Very good.
Course registration is on point.
Yes.
Okay. What about you? I see the way you smile. You have a lot to say.
Well, the stress of going up and down, coming from Accra every Friday, going to work on Monday, like it's just too much. But if you put yourself together, I think you can do it. Yes, because I've been able to do it.
Right, yes, she has been able to do it. And so with the students of the School of Communication and Media Studies, most importantly, most of them that I've spoken to are graduate students. So stick around as we speak to a few more and wrap up today's show. I have Marcel with me. So far, having spoken to any journalism students, and what is School of Communication and Media Studies without journalism? So what's up? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. How is the week celebration going on so far?
Pretty well. It's a very exciting experience. Getting to spend some time with our colleagues, our seniors, it's a beautiful networking experience. If you have to choose it, we'll choose it over and over again. It's a very beautiful experience. We will much commend the executives for a great program outline, especially today's celebration.
Okay. All right. So journalism.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it. And being a graduate student pursuing journalism, how has it been so far?
The Department of Journalism is unique in the sense that it brings a more practical approach to a theoretical framework. In essence, when you are registered with the department, you are going to do more of the practicals, like writing the scripts, doing the interviews, doing documentaries, and so it pretty much prepares you for the job market.
Yeah.
In essence, that it gives you the necessary skills to be able to do well if you want to push yourself.
Sure. And that is, are you able to translate all that you are being taught in school to the real physical world?
So you see, humans have different adaptation levels to whatever they are adapting.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say that it has been a very great adaptation process, trying to fill the gap in the theories and in practical as to how the media works and how the media should work in our country is one of the things that I take home after this postgraduate study.
Okay. All right. Now, outside the four corners of the lecture hall, how do you try to have fun? How do you try to deal with stress?
COMSA has a culture of blending the two, and so this is a free advert. COMSA gives you a bit of the stress and the academics, and it gives you that fun time. I mean, today I have been able to let myself loose as I would not always do, in essence, because it is a conducive environment where lecturers students, faculty come together to have some fun. And I think that that is something that most of our universities might not have, that COMSA has.
Okay, so basically it's just trying to have fun. But personally, what do you do apart from meeting with your colleagues and faculty members in the department? Personally, what do you do?
I think that what would normally happen for me is that once I get a bottle of club and I take a good bath, I think that that is the unwinding process for me. Basically, if I would do something personally, I would value my space. On extreme occasions, I would want to veer into public spaces and veer into public spaces like the biggies, the bumblebees, the kings and queens, where they give us some great thing. Great.
Okay, all right. So we've been talking to Marcel from the School of Communication and Media Studies, and he is pursuing journalism. All right, thank you very much, Marcel.
Thank you for the opportunity also to share my thoughts on how COMSA is. Thank you very much.
So viewers, you heard it all from the students of the School of Communication and Media Studies. The school is indeed fun, and I think personally I've had enough fun with the students and getting to know more about them, how they take and how they have fun outside the four corners of the lecture hall. Now, if you're watching this, we might be coming to your school next, and this has been Joy Campus with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. Until another episode, peace, and I am out.